We all want to be important. We all want to be the best in the room, the most important, and matter a lot to people around us. But we often contemplate, do we really matter? And if we were gone tomorrow, would anyone really care? Determining if you matter isn't easy, and it can have a lot of different answers based on your perspective on life in general. For some perspectives, you don't matter as an individual, but for some, you matter very much, whether it's to people or to society as a whole. Many young people, though, believe they're the main character, focusing so much on themselves and what others think of them. They don't care about people, but they desperately seek their validation and want to have a good view in that person's eyes. People often try to make themselves matter more than they really do. They assign themselves value based on things that are random and out of control and don't really give value. For example, zodiac signs. Zodiac signs have no actual correlation with your personality, despite somewhat popular belief. What month you were born in, what day you were born on, or what day you were born in, that stuff doesn't determine what you are as a person. It determines very little in the long run, but instead the traits that you adopt. And zodiac signs have a way of being so general that people think that, oh, he's a nice person because he was born in this month. People want to think that. People want to think that they're a nice person. Social media is also a very big instrument for self-image. People always want to have more followers, more likes. Even with the emergence of TikTok, we see a lot of people doing things that they normally wouldn't do just for attention and to feel more valuable to society. But in reality, a single person doesn't really matter that much. Currently, there are like 8 million species on Earth, and 10,000 more species typically get discovered on an annual basis. So there is so many organisms, and thinking that humans are superior to all these animals is not really a great perspective. The sheer number of individual humans even is far beyond anything that you can really picture in your head. Billions of people deeming you virtually useless in the long run. And I'm not trying to make this a depressing video, but I'm trying to help people understand how much an individual person actually means to society and why that can be a good thing. I'll teach that or talk about that coming up. Knowing that whatever you do, it'll eventually be old pictures or forgotten memories can actually be quite liberating. It can take away a lot of social anxiety and anxiety in general about things that don't really matter. If you're worried about school presentation, you just think about in 10 years, nobody's thinking about your school presentation. Even if you bombed it, it doesn't matter and it's not important to them. They're too busy in their own world to care about yours, and it was too long ago for them to remember anyways. Once you realize that the little things in life don't really matter, and everyone is already too focused on themselves to concentrate on your flaws, you can discover what's truly important to you and be yourself more than ever before. But I think it's kind of depressing to think that you don't matter at all. So I think a better thing to say is the things you do can make a difference. You individually as a person doesn't really make a difference in the long run, but the actions that you do can have a domino effect. And I like to think that if I would help someone today, then maybe they'll help someone and eventually maybe they'll save someone's lives because people are just being nice in a chain or something like that. So it's kind of an optimistic way of thinking, but I think it's a very nice way of thinking. 1,000 years ago, they invented things we still use today. That's cool and it's useful, but nobody cares who made it. But the fact that you made a difference in so many people's lives and helped people do whatever it is that they do can be a really liberating thing to do. And I'm not trying to convince you to be an inventor or anything. I just think that people can make a lasting impact that they don't realize. But it's more about the actions than the actual person. So I think to think that you're you yourself matters too much is not really a smart thing to do. You can do it if you want, but I think more importantly is to pay attention to your actions and think about what actions could potentially help or hurt people in the future, because you never know what's going on in other people's lives. So you may be able to really help them out more than you'd ever know.